Get your paint and your minis ready. Come on over to the bullshit corner. We've got your minutes and a brush for you. Grab you a biscuit, pour some gravy on top. This little episode's gonna be a dang old bop. Cameron's got a steady hand and a bag of paint. Bag of paint! With a little bit of help from the biscuits in chat, those little minis get colors from base to matte. From layers of thin washes and a brush lick or two, he'll paint those minis right up for you. Yay! Haw! Take your sip off, take your eck off. Well, baby, oh, baby, oh, baby, well, baby. Gravy, gravy biscuit with some jelly on top. Only one, higgle, biggle, bop. Bullshit corners streaming all night. Good old boys, mix and a tabletop fight.
I think I've got to get the CFM music tied into the playlist at the start. All right. Let's head on to that. I'm almost there, y'all. I'm moseying that way. Mic test. Mic test. Testing for latency. 1, 2, 3, 4. Funky day. Funky day. Well, butter my biscuit.
Yeah, it can work out. I do. Give me 10.
All right.
Okay.
Got it.
Bye, everyone. She can go on forever.
talking about the thugs. T is for terrible, H is for hell, U is for ugly, and G is for jail, cause a thug can't spell.
Coming on back, coming on back. Let's find a new push-up counter. This will do. Find a pin.
What?
You guys tell me where my pin is.
Timberwolf? Nah, man. That's
Music.
clan tag. That's just cheating. I don't want to lose my friends, man.
I see all y'all gamble lovers in chat. Welcome everybody. Hope you're all doing well. This is another day in the Paint Till It's Done mini stream series here on Country Fried Minis. I'm your host Cameron, the country boy in the big city, presenting once more in the Bullshit Corner 2.0. And today is another day of painting every day till it's done. That flickering looks pretty bad, don't it? No, I think it's alright. Check your pants, I'm sure it's there. Yes, that is where my penis is, not the pen. But that's okay, because stream hand is above the table. I can't even check. So, you know what? It might not actually be there. You never know. Anyhow, let's mark down that first set of push-ups. Thank you, Mr. Star. Push-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's our first set marked down. We're going to be diving in back on this project today, and I think what we're going to be doing, well, not what I think, what we objectively will be doing, is going to be working on some bases of battle armor. I am a little bit behind schedule on this project, but I had to like clear my mind a little bit between to get, you know, just a fresh headspace to dive back into this. So what we're going to be doing today, we're going to take our helicopters and we're going to get some basing texture on them. We got a whole fresh set of bases printed out. They're still a little sticky feeling, so I think we might give those a little love with some alcohol real quick, and then run the UV lamp over top of them. They don't look too bad. Yeah, they're just not. I'm not as far along as I'd like to be. They need to be done by the 30th. The 30th is our deadline. I was hesitant with battle armor infantry and how tiny they are. The scaling's pretty decent on these. I could actually stand for them to be a little bit bigger. The beauty of with these things being so small is you can actually get away with kind of half-assing the paint job on them. And that's always really cool. All right, both these gloves have paint on them. Let's see if this one has paint on it. I'm trying to reuse gloves as much as possible here because I go through a lot of them. Does this one have paint on it? This one has enamel paint on it, so I think it will stand up to a little bit of alcohol. But what I want to do here is just, well, fuck, I'm going to need another glove anyways. I think this is perfect. We'll run this one, yep. Alright, so I think what we're gonna do is actually use the lid. So this is my secondary wash. So I have a dunk tank for the resin prints that is really dirty, and this is like half dirty. But these are a little sticky, which tells me that I need to change it out very soon. So what we're going to do to address that is we're going to take these bases and we're going to slosh them through some clean alcohol in the lid to this container. And we're going to run them through, and then we'll hit them with the UV lamp, and we'll get started basing these boys, hitting some texture paste, and then we'll finish up the stripes and some ink washing on those other boys. Sticky, yes. I blow through gloves when I'm printing and painting. Tried getting some permanent style gloves, but they were too thick. Yeah, it's just an outrageous amount of gloves. I buy them by, what is it, 100 packs? 100 by weight. So I go through them pretty quick, actually, with commercial printing. Though commercial printing has slowed down lately. Also, pretty sure they're made for tiny Asian hands because damn, they were tight. Yeah, these ones actually, I've been using Beast Tech gloves. They're like a really cheap discount brand of super thin nitrile gloves, and they have various sizes, though I fucked up and I ordered larges this time instead of XLs, and they're a little tight. They're basically impossible to put on if my hands have any moisture on them at all, which is always a pain in the butt when doing some involved projects. But we're gonna take our bases, freshly printed, and I removed these from support about an hour before stream, gave them the first rinse coat, and then these have been draining, ready for stream. But I print these in lots of, I think it's 21. These are available on my eBay store. I have small hands, I wear a medium. Yeah, it's nice to be able to get them rightly sized. And it's funny, like, there's a lot of applications where I like the tight fit. Like, okay, if I was doing a tattoo, I'd want a tight fit to where they're not pinching up, bunching up underneath like the needles and stuff, or around where the needle's going to be working. But in this case, I think a little looser is fine. I'm kind of in between a large and an XL. The XLs are just a little bit loose, and I think in this case, where your hands are getting sweaty and gunked up, potentially, it's nice to have them a little loose so you can put on a new pair if something rips without having to take time and let your hands dry. I find that if I have to put on mediums, like, I can squeeze into them, but I tend to break like 3 or 4 pairs for every one that is successful in going on. All right, so we got these hit with alcohol. Those are gonna evaporate real fast. And I think what we'll do is we'll set all these up, get them really tightly packed in there. And then we'll put these battle armor on the tray here as well, or on the surface, and then we're gonna run the lamp across them. Just get them a nice little cure pass. Just make sure they're nice and crispy as we go into this next step, and then we'll be able to hit these with some texture, let those sit. I'll prime these probably tomorrow. I think what I want to do is focus on the mechs, and then we'll do the tanks and infantry. We'll do the tanks and infantry kind of as their own batch. Might chat at the client and see if we can't push those back a day or two, because I do need to get some other things painted up. This is just a really big order, and I want to clear it out because I've dallied so much. Oh, we're going to use our UV LEDs, and we're just going to blast these things with a quick pass. I don't need them like super hard cured. Basically, after we get these done today, they're going to be sitting in indirect sunlight for a few days, so I'm not too worried about these being like super crispy cured. Just enough to work with them, enough to get this surface alcohol off of our bases, etc. We'll mix up another batch and try to match our texture, and I think this time around what we'll do is we can skip putting the cork bits in the bases. If we need a little bit of cork, we can find a piece or two and add them separately. But because we had such trouble with the with the cork from before while putting infantry down. We just want a nice smooth texture mix. But yeah. Alright, I think that's good, and we'll flip these. Flip these once to hit the other sides. The Battle been printed out for a few days, so I'm not too worried about those getting super crispy. But we'll give them a nice little shuffle here, so we hit some different angles. And we're just going to run this one more time. Run this one more time across these boys. Nightbot is redeeming Popcat. You don't get to do that alone, Nightbot. If you're redeeming Popcat, I too am redeeming Popcat. Alright. Just a nice blasting of some, what is this, 405 nanometer wavelength UV light. We have a bit of a print slip on one of those boys, it looks like. Hopefully it's not too much of a problem. I think I bought Med Pride or something, nitrile gloves off of Amazon, like 10 USD for 100 if I recall correctly. That is a really good price. Really damn good price. I don't think I'm paying much more than that, honestly, Slink. I'm probably dropping 12 or 13 for this set. They work. They do the job. I probably wouldn't trust these for tattooing. Not that I do that anymore. I'm fully retired from that life. They're a little thin. Like I can see through that pretty readily. But for this, for putting your hands in resin and alcohol, works just fine. All right, let's set those aside. They still are a little tacky on the surface. It could also be the temperature in the room. It's another hot day here. But I only needed 4 more bases and printed off a full batch of 21. These are available on my eBay store if you'd like to get some printed off. I think I'm charging $10 for 21 of them. Anyhow, that's enough waffling. Let's get these boys off the paper towel. We're going to clean up some of this resin residue off the work surface. I'm going to start in laying out some bases, and I printed a whole bunch of extras, so obviously I'm not going to need all of them, but I'm going to get a good variety. Try to give a little bit of personality to each of our bases. We're not going to worry about filming this. I was actually thinking before this stream started
But you do work out.
that due to the nature of the stream, we're not really just going to record every single step, but really get more of a generic picture, a generalized idea of what's going on.
Bye, everyone. She can
All
go
right,
on
let's do
forever.
them push-ups real quick, and we'll get started. All right, let's run this. Thank you much.
Baba Bezos needs your money.
That was really fucking well timed, Nathan. All right, hold on. Ad break brought to you by Nathan. This ad break has been brought to you by Nathan. Pee pee poo poo pants.
When you want to woo woo, it's that woo woo. You know what I'm saying?
Some neighbors are saying way too loud.
That's only in the morning. He supposed to be up cooking breakfast or something by then, so that's like an alarm clock. Woo woo.
I mean, I'm honestly all right with them at this point. They're fucking annoying, but I make a penny or two every time you do one of those. So, you know, a few hundred of those, I'll make like $1 or $2. All right, now, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna start separating our battle armor types. I can't remember what these are called. I want to say they start with like A or something. They're a newer, like post-Jihad, Dark Age era battle armor, and then we also have Longinus. We got a little bit of cleanup to do on these. It's like Achilles or something. Uh-oh. That is a flattened out bit. That's not gonna work. Trash. Okay. Those are looking all right. Those are looking all right. That has a support on it, but otherwise looks all right. That is a partial failure. We're gonna throw that away. Looks good. Looks good. That worked. I like these jumpy boys. We got more of that smoke plume theme going on. It's gonna be super nice. That looks good. Pile. All right. Okay. Try to find the partial failures and get rid of them. Goes in here. Longinus. This is another. Is that actually a failure? I don't think that's actually a failure. That one is. It looks like the.
What?
No, it is a failure. It's a failure.
No, man.
No, this one is not. Okay, so one of the poses did not work. This one is a partial failure. So we got one of the Longinus with the smoke plumes printed all right. This is why you always print more than you're gonna need. But these are gonna be inner sphere battle armor units, so we know we only need 4 per base, and that'll be great for not crowding them up. Bottom topper activated power armor. Wait, bottom topper? Please explain bottom topper to me. You top in the bottom? Bottle topper? Okay, so what we want to do here is try to get a nice little set of poses together. That one looks good. That one looks good. All right, those are the same sets. We got one kind of pointing his gun and stepping, and we got one with his hand out forward. I don't know if we're going to use those. We got one with this kind of walking with the gun across the front, and then we got one like pointing the gun and bracing it. All right, so we have a few options here. That is a different pose, isn't it? Okay, so we're going to pick 2 sets of poses on these little lads that look a little different. And I think what we'll do is start with the shooty there. We'll start with the pointy shooty here. I kind of want this guy with his gun forward. and then pointy shooty, and then maybe the most shootingest looking feller here. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go for like a walking, kind of a moving squad, and then more of a shooting squad. That looks good to me. And then I've got a few extra for my own collection to maybe fill out some units for the eBay store or whatever. Might be interesting to see Locust Labs do a king crab and crab. Not sure if it's on the agenda. There is a tentative work schedule posted in the Locust Labs Discord. So if any of y'all are considering joining up as patrons for Locust Labs, you get a fantastic deal and you can see kind of what's going on over there. All right, so from here, we get out our file. Come in, we're gonna work on just getting those bases nice and smooth. We're gonna look for any obvious supports that need to be removed. Just pop them off. I'm not too worried about them being perfect. We have a lot of scarring from where we would have otherwise had some terrible islands. So we did lose a fair amount of detail on these things, but I think that, I mean, the detail that matters is there, like the guns, the chest, the plates on the legs, the kneecaps, the helmets, the shoulder rockets. It's all working. So let's just, again, file smooth that bottom, and then we're going to come in and just pop off supports where they are invasive. Get some weird ones on the bottom of the feet here. Shit is hanging on by a static action. This part is so small. Alright, got some supports back here that need to come off. Y'all probably can't see a fucking thing on these. Let's see if I can fix that maybe. Let's bring that 90-degree FOV all the way in. Clean these little nubbins off. There we go. So that'll give us 2 done. Next, again, we want to clean up that bottom. Good rub down. Nice aggressive Army Painter file there. Digs in really well to plastic, metal, and resin alike. I've been very pleased with my Army Painter brand file set. Is it expensive? Yeah, it's a little overpriced. But it's kind of a no-brainer purchase at my FLGS when I was like, I was down there playing some game a long time ago, probably 3 years ago now, and you know, none of the models or like books or anything stood out to me, not in the price point I wanted to pay. Tossed them a 10 spot over some files. Felt good. Did my part to support their business that day. And came home with a pretty good set of tools in the end. If any of y'all out there catch this via the algorithm, use Army Painter files, let me know if you have any experiences with them in the comments down below. Would love to hear if you think they're worth the money, or decently performing tools, or if they're overpriced pieces of trash. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, bam, bam. Okay, so that's one set. And we might even just go ahead and base those. So let's get us a base. Let's get us a nice, freshly done base. And the stickiness feels like it is worn off. I'm okay with that. Get that base really smooth on the bottom. There should be one edge that's a little rough. Maybe not. I think I actually support these completely from the bottom side. Cool. Alright, let's get out our sticky lass. One more pass. How to sound with AP files by Countryfied OnlyFans and air conditioning services. Man, if I could just provide myself AC, that would be so dank. Alright, I think our super thin is still going to work here. We're just going to put a little bit right there in the center. Alright, we're going to find who is kind of pointing forward here. I think the guy who is like kind of shooting should be out front. So we're just going to, maybe we could just dip this feller. Yeah, we're going to dip him in that glue and find a good facing. Boom, that's it. Who do we want behind him? There's a guy kind of stepping to one side, and I think that's who we want right here. This guy kind of over to the right. And I think I need more glue. There we go. Got our nice little base set up. Good distribution. It accurately represents a full squad. We're going to switch to our diamond file, which has a finer grit. We're going to file smooth that problematic face there. That looks pretty good. All right, on to the next one. Now, excellent. I have and have used the Army Painter files. I prefer my Ancient Jewelers files in most circumstances, but they do the job. Yeah, I think that's generally the impression I get from them. Like if you're a big box store, a big hobby store, your local gaming store painter, I guess is what I'm getting at. Somewhere that's not going to have access to a bunch of tools and like hardware style stuff, but has lots of models and paints and whatever. If you're buying GW boxes and off-the-shelf Vallejo singles, I think the Army Painter files are going to be a good fit for you. Not a sponsor. Just have been really pleased with the product and have definitely gotten more than my $10 worth out of them over the last few years. All right, next, let's clean up this base. Also, welcome, Mr. Another Nate. If I didn't see you before, I see you now. Hope you're doing well on this fine Friday evening? Is it Friday? Right? Today is Friday, right? Yeah. Alright. Alright, we got a few little support scars on the underside of this arm. Gonna hit him with the sharp edge of this hobby knife. Get him out of there. Oh, that's actually a huge problem. I just saw this. We have detail loss. Well, shit, fire. Is this guy gonna work? I hope I didn't miss detail there. That guy's trash. We're going to swap him out for this other feller. been here the whole time, was just driving. Oh, yeah. Let's do a drive. Also, big shout out to you, Mr. Nate, to be safety-minded while driving. Don't text and drive. People don't text and drive. And especially don't chat and drive. Seems like a recipe for disaster because it takes even more attention away from your task at hand. Country Fried Minis, you seen The Locust by Grinning Idiot? Probably. Is it the one with like the little miniguns on the shoulders? If it's a new one, I may not have seen it. I don't check Grinning Idiot stuff regularly, but I really like what they're doing. Really good stuff. And usually free. Mostly free. I was once in a D&D game where a player tried to play a section while driving his car. It did not work. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you were having like a full RP only session, like that would probably be all right. But anything outside of that, and you're really looking for trouble. Also, welcome Zach P. We're doing some basing of the BA, and then we're going to do the texture paste on them. I don't know how far we're getting into the painting. I'm honestly kind of hitting a wall right now with progress. But tomorrow we will be painting in earnest, and I'm not really sure exactly when we're going to be streaming. It may just be another evening thing, but if I can will myself to get out and into it kind of earlier in the day, we may do like a long marathon session of getting more done. Zach P says we were in combat, so his turns took forever. Exactly. I played in the car just fine before. It's not new. I printed them out a while ago. Oh yeah. I think I've seen the ones you're talking about, Slink. They're a really good version. I don't think I have any printed out over there. Those look like, I think those are mostly Sylogy models over there. I got some Locust Labs stuff, some Sylogy, some Kato Zilks. Nope, I don't think I have any Grinning Idiot at the moment. Minis on Parade, post the ones I did, posted them before. I don't even have my phone. It's all the way over there. I cannot check it at the moment. We'll get to it in a bit. Painting Ernest? No, painting in Ernest. Like inside of Ernest. Crawled up there with the bees. We'll put these on the base, and then I'll go grab my phone and I can see what you're talking about, Slink. I left it over there. I guess part of me knew I wasn't going to be filming right away. Okay, so this set, we obviously want the rocket guy out in front of the unit, the very tippy tip. And next, we want his friend kind of on the side with the smaller smoke cloud off to the side, pointed out. This guy is more or less stepping over to the side to take a shot. So we'll get over there. Why is that not curing? Please stick. Holy shit. Sometimes the stuff sticks instantly. Sometimes it takes a moment. I should have put the rockets maybe to the side so it didn't look like the back blast was coming right at his buddy. But there we go. We get the next set. I'm going to run across the room and grab my phone so I can see what Slink is talking about. It's driving me bonkers now. I think I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, and if you guys want to, if someone want to toss me some push-ups while I'm up, I'd appreciate it. If you don't, I'm just going to do it myself and then steal your ability to do it. So now's a good time for it, you know.
But you do work out.
I do.
Give me 10.
Okay.
Bye, everyone. She can go on forever.
Shows you how little I use this fucking thing.
Nathan donated a $2 super chat. I'm gonna come over there and push you down.
I'm gonna come over there. No, this is not the one I was thinking of. It's not the one I was thinking of at all. I do like that it has the LRM variant though. Might have to paint some of those up soon. Fun set. Lovely. Thank you for the share. If you guys want to look at that closer, check out the Country Fried Minis Discord. Goddamn. Oof. What are you oofing about? Out of frame? Oh well. Check it out on Country Fried Minis Discord. I can't be expected to look at screens and cameras and pay attention to every fucking angle. Oh yeah, I also have to get back up and do the fucking ad break. I'll tell you what, this ad break is really good about sending them out to my phone. I wonder what Google thinks is my demographic, because I will literally avoid buying a product if I see a fucking ad for it. I refuse on boycotting the Discord. Yeah. Yeah, that is what it is. Alright, so we're gonna dive back in.
We're talking about the thugs.
I want to point out some really bad design here.
U is for ugly,
Actually,
and G is for jail, 'cause a thug can't
I can
spell.
wait on this thing. Maybe I can full screen this so I can see where the fucking, like, why is it pointed all the way down here? That's fucking stupid. Holy shit. Okay, so this sculptor has sculpted the battle armor onto a base, right? It's got the little base, and then the smoke plumes are above the base. Bad design. They should go all the way to the bottom. Unless, I guess, you have a base that has holes cut out in it perfectly, but I don't know why you'd ever do that, honestly. Bad design. Bad design. I'll have to look back in there and see if there's a base for them, but I generally, I don't use included bases with 3D printed projects because the bevel angle doesn't match. Sculptors just like do their own thing, and then I don't know if it affects any of y'all, but it drives me insane to have a set of mechs where the bases don't match. Not all hex bases are created equal. Alright, so we want the jumpy squad here. Jumpy squad. I've seen some of those infantry bases with holes, but meh. Yeah, it's fine. But like, you know, now I need to either have to fill the gap under here, shave the base off, or build up the texture to support the fact there's a gap between the smoke plume and the ground. I'm assuming based on this design that he has his own bases with its own holes. Yeah, gotta be. Not a fan. I think they're cool, but it seems like at the pool paint if the holes aren't right. So another thing with the holes, it requires like really high dimensional accuracy in your print exposure time. If it's a real tight fit, they're just not gonna really work. I think we'll do this guy. Is there one that's like kind of landing? There's the kneeling boy. This is fine. We'll use this guy. So we have the yumping man. We have the taking off feller. We have a kneeling and shooting, so it still has like a nice forward momentum action. And then we have this aggressive forward power stance. I think that's going to work really well. Also means you have predetermined placement. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. Obviously, I'm just bitching in context of this particular project. But I don't know. I just think they're not the best approach to doing infantry. It doesn't really allow for customization. That said, I think Mini Hulknex does a bunch of infantry, and it also has the pre-filled holes. So yeah, that's pretty common.
I do. Give me
How is
10.
it already another exercise? There's no fucking way that was 7 minutes. You telling me I sit here and bitch for 7 whole minutes?
Bye, everyone. She can go on forever.
Someone start a fucking timer. Not 7 minutes, 14 half minutes. Ah, yes. But you see, Mr. Another Nate, I have the power of math to at least 5th grade level. And I know that these things are the same thing. Thanks to the transitive property. That's the one. Have I mentioned that it's hot as fuck in here? Again? The power of math compels thee? Never. Never. I mean, it does. Math is everywhere. It is merely a set of rules ascribed to emergent properties as observed in our reality. Can't argue with math. It's one of those ultimate truths that even if it was destroyed and lost, it would reemerge again, independent of the terms used to define it within our subjective experience. All right. Let's get some more titty juice on these things. Get some more titty juice. Bloom. Oh, that double squirt there was a little off. We maybe want tweezers for this. I think what we'll do is we'll put this kneeling boy out front. Make sure to drop the base, as is tradition. Do that. We'll do this feller kind of off to the side here. I'm gonna get this feller over here, and we got to make sure to run some texture up underneath his base. There we go. And then we should have just enough room to get our big smoke plume in the back. These guys are a little big for a single base. There we go. Nice little battle armor group. That looks very characterful. Love this little gap here. That's really cool. Yeah, these things gotta have like pre-drilled bases somewhere. Titty juice binds the universe together. I don't know if that's true. I think it's especially poignant for us mammals, as mammary glands are the defining feature of the type of animals we are. All right, get this file down. Boom, boom, boom. I have not put together a secondary group yet. Okay. So we want to do a different set this time. We got this guy pointing his gun and shooting and walking. We got this guy kind of power stance walking. This feller looks good. That's actually like a classic Dougram style pose there that I really dig. Let's not get any repeats. I think we'll take these two shooty boys. Are these separate models? They look very similar. I think these are the same model. I really don't want the kneeling guy again. Those are the same. Those are not the same. I think that's our set right there. We got 3 guys kind of just shooting. Very forward walking. I'm gonna get ice cream. Hell yeah. Ice cream. I like ice cream. It's not super common for me to get anymore because I do the non-dairy. But every now and then it's really good. Or if you get like a really good gelato. Look, we have a big failure on this boy. That's bad. Did I have any failures on these that I missed? Nope. Did not. I need one without a failure. This one does not have a failure and it's the same pose, I believe. It is not the same pose. I think there's a duplicate of a pose in this set. Now that I'm really examining it. Yeah, I think this set has a duplicate pose. That sucks. Come on, you fucker. We may have to reuse the kneeling guy, unfortunately. I'm trying to avoid duplicate poses, but the sculptor put the same pose in twice, and I did not catch that. So we actually only have 7 poses. fine though. I think it's enough variability that it should make for some expressive and unique faces. All right, there we go. Time for more titty juice. Does that need actually a file? It does. Give that guy a little love. We got some supports up under here. Y'all probably can just about see them. Just gonna go in and pop them clean. They're surprisingly tough despite being so small. Gotta love that ABS-like resin. We got more down here too. I think I had like 7 supports inside there. All right. Num num ice cream, yes indeed. Okay. More titty milk. There you go, lady. We're gonna drop who's out front. I kind of want this guy. It doesn't really make a ton of sense that he's out front because he's not like doing the shooting action, but it's like this fun, defiant, classic anime robot kind of posing, and I want that out front. We're gonna put our kneeling lad, I think maybe off to the guy's left side. Make sure to drop it, as is tradition. All right. This one over to the side. I have to come in from the other angle. There we go. And the last guy out back. We want to try to angle him where it's like he's getting a shot. He's getting a shot between his buddies, maybe. Like that. There we go. Looks kind of decent. These two are really similar in pose, which is unfortunate, but hey, it is what it is. I mean, it's feudal knight fighting each other in giant walking tanks. Making sense was never high on the priority list when it came to cool shit doing cool shit. Well, I also love Battletech because it's a lot of clearly uncool stuff doing cool stuff. Nobody looks at the hoplite and says, man, that's a cool looking mech. Okay, we are done with infantry for now. We have all the bases put together. Toss these over here. We can bring the camera back out again. Where's that at? It's right here. How about right about there? We're going to get back out our mixing cup from the previous day. I think this will be fine. It feels pretty solid in there. I wonder if we can chip some of it out, actually. Let's see if we can't get in there and pop some out of the bottom. I think it should still be all right. But I would ideally like to get this out of there and reuse this cup. I need to order some more cups. So, trying to get as much use out of these as possible
We're talking about the
is ideal.
T is for terrible, H is for hell, U is for ugly, and G is for jail.
Grim donated a $5 super chat. Hey your country. Hope you are doing well. Happy I could catch the stream this time. High voltage shrimp.
I do. Give me 10.
Heck yeah, thank you so much for the generous dono, Grim. I have a, so for what it is worth, I have a project,
She can go on
as
forever.
discussed with you, that will be coming next, right after this commission. We'll be doing that series soon. Painting on some fun stuff. I think it's something that some of y'all out there will appreciate. It is way overdue, but such is tradition around here, I suppose, at this point. I'm getting a little fancy painting, some try-hard Games Workshop action coming in soon. I wonder how a silicone cup would work. The paints and enamels just crack and peel off? Yeah, I think so. I think it's explicitly how it would work. I just need to order a new batch of these, honestly. Okay, so what we're doing here, we want our little plastic palette knife. We want our baking soda. We want our PVA glue. We want our shitty old paints. And we want to get our ratios a little better this time. We don't need a ton. So, as always, I'm going to go in with our baking soda. We'll start small. That way we can add more baking soda if we need it thickened up. Big old dollop of the PVA. There we go. Set this down for a moment. We're gonna do green. Big old squirt of green. There's some gnarly acrylic boogers in it. Whatever. Don't really care. It is perfectly fine. We got a bunch of red squeezing around an acrylic booger. Just want enough red in there to make it more brownish. That way if our primer misses some, it'll be fine. And now we want to take our Gale Force 9 fine basing ballast. We'll do about 2 of those. 2 pinches, 2 double finger pinches. And let's get in there and start stirring that up. Just get our greeny browny slop. And we know we got a big acrylic booger in there somewhere. We're gonna try to dig out. I think that's it right there. Right into the trash can with you. And if we reactivate a little bit of the old stuff, that's fine. I think it's a little thin. So we're gonna add a little bit more of our baking soda. And again, the baking soda is gonna work for a really, really nice 6mm scale grit. All right. Need a little bit more in there. There we go. Does not compute. All right, and I think we had a paintbrush for this before, if I recall correctly, that was our best option. So we're gonna look for that. Looks like graham cracker gum. And it really does, doesn't it? Funny. All right. Okay. What's next? We want our little paintbrush from before. And it was like kind of a chunky brush, wasn't it? Put those away. It's around here somewhere. Not that one, so that one could probably work. This one looks pretty good. There's a nut. There it is. We got this shitty old brush right y'all. All right, we're gonna go in with this, and we're just gonna start spreading it around these bases. Try to pick up, avoid these acrylic boogers, but also try to pick up as much of the grit as possible. We want both sizes in there. So the baking soda stuff is gonna like harden into this nice puffy texture. And then the little bits of Gale Force 9 grit will just create some textural variance in our, what do you call it, substrate size. Be very satisfying in the end. Always good to build to a big finish. Even if you're gooning. Who says you can't edge into your goons? You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna goon this all over the bases, even up to the edge. I'm just saying these words to say these words at this point, you know. There's a good chance that Country Fried Minis has just fallen into degeneracy. Alright, here we go. Right here. I'm gonna build it up. Build it up around these circular base things until they kind of disappear into the texture. And this little paintbrush will help us to push it around and make sure the level's about right. You can even walk it up onto their little platforms up near their toesies. And soon enough they're like fully enveloped in our texture without a need for bases with pre-drilled holes. Am I in frame at all? Yeah. How far in are we? Tell me it takes an hour to prep 4 bases of infantry? That's wild to me. Alright, so we're going to run our fingers down the side. Just press real firm. And the pressure pushing your finger up, the meat of your finger up, should make the top of the base edge pretty clean. Of course, I screwed up that edge there because I was talking about it. Just give it a good rub, and then we have that nice clean edge that we can push the paint right up to the limit. Where's my dirty water? There it is. I am increasing the gap. Dude, you're back to 1.13. You're basically where you started yesterday after all those losses. All right, next. Let's keep on with the Longinus. I think what we're going for here is letting this degas a bit before we put it onto the guys with the big smoke plumes. And then what we'll do is we're gonna find a little bit of cork when we get to the helicopters and put a few little bits of cork in for increased texture. But I bet you never thought seems like an incomplete thought though. Bet you never thought what? I think it's intentionally left up to your imagination. And if you're not imagining something dirty, you're probably imagining the wrong thing. See the sparkles right there? That was the Sailor Moon naked transformation scene. All right. I'm gonna build this up next to our circular base here. Push that mud in. Our grit is actually kind of lost in there a little bit. Probably put a few extra little sprinklings of it, honestly. That's all right. Honestly, if the texture's a little soft on these bases, I think that's fine because they're so busy with how tightly packed our boys are anyways. I think that's fine. All right, now we do need to build it up real thick so that the circular pads aren't super evident. So we're really globbing this on near those pre-done bases. I much prefer it when they just have bare feet to be glued down. But hey, we made it work. Sometimes I do this with bases with recesses and green stuff. Sometimes it's just texture paste. But either way, we make it work. And it'll look good regardless of how much complaining went into the process. Excellent. Hey, another ad. Unskippable even. Howdy folks, welcome. It's cutting you off again, that's funny. Rub-a-dub-dub, a base on the hub, yes. Howdy folks, says Frank M. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Alright, so that's 2 out of 8 bases. We'll move on to the next one. And this is the one where we gotta really drive this shit up underneath our smoke plumes. So we're going to scoop some up and we're gonna spin our brush so that is just really built up, really fucking caked on there. I do not want any visible gap when this thing dries. I'm gonna have to really pack this shit in there. Let's get it off the plume and then kind of off the side there. As much as we can get away with. That looks decent. So I will accept we have a little bit of a gap potentially showing right there. So we're just gonna do a little dabby dooski. Little dabby doski. We have some more chunks of acrylic booger in there, but you know what? I kind of think that those are going to dry up really nicely anyways, and it's only going to increase the textural variation in our ground cover here anyways, so we're just going to live with it. Really want to pack this in all around. Try to mask the edge of our little circles. I guess in theory too, we probably could have taken a drill bit and taken our Dremel with a router bit and kind of drilled out a hole that would kind of fit. two unskippables. Yes. Well, so you know the ads that YouTube is feeding y'all are kind of part of the social contract here that I have with YouTube. Not in explicit like terms of use, but they do suppress your content if you don't enable ads. Just straight up, they suppress the impressions. So I've hit a happy medium with medium frequency ads here. It seems to have good algorithmic performance as far as pushing it to people, and it's not super invasive, and there may be ways out there, I hear, to kind of get around dealing with that, but I couldn't ever advocate for that here on the platform. You didn't hear it from me. That there might be ways to you know, block ads. I think it's a violation of terms of service to use them. So definitely don't use something like AdBlock Plus on Firefox to block out ads entirely on YouTube. Don't do that. In fact, you should totally avoid using any kind of extension that gets around watching the ads, and instead you should watch the ads on YouTube. Definitely don't use something to block those out. In Firefox specifically. Of course, that said, any of y'all who are watching with your YouTube Premium, I do appreciate your watch time. I definitely get I get a very tiny, pretty much insignificant cut of that pay just from your watching. So I do really appreciate that. Even though YouTube takes the lion's share of that, I still get some scraps. Y'all literally pay my bills by watching this fucking dribble. Hey, but you know what? It may be hobby drivel, but we talk about fun stuff here, right? Where else do you get to redeem Popcat and talk about penis and stream hands while playing with Battletech models?
Yeah. But you do work out.
I do work out, don't I?
Okay.
I'm gonna eat some soup. But you fuck, I want some soup, Nate. I think after the stream, I'm gonna cook some ramen noodle soup.
Bye, everyone. She can go on forever.
At pushing up, we pushing up, we push up, we push up, we go down and we come up. There you go. The bottom or top conversation was still the most unhinged chat I've ever been streamed for. Wait, how do you top a bottom? Wait. Are you talking about the one that went into the video? We were doing lines for... What was it? Man, I can't remember the fucking line. Was it... Chat was talking about how one top could service multiple bottoms, or if it's the other way around, there's a bottom that services many tops. Topping the bottoms with whipped cream by flipping them over. Power bottoms, yeah, Nate's on track. If you top a bottom, just make sure it's safe for it, then have at it. Yeah, exactly. Dude, consensual fun is what all of this is about. And of course, by watching Country Fried Minis, you have implicitly given consent to talk about these topics. It's all part of the experience. We are we're pro Battle Mech. We're pro anime waifu titty models. We're pro penis. We're pro people. We're pro fun and pro silliness, and we're definitely not prolapsed because we have tight buttholes around here. I do not consent to fun. I only enjoy misery. See, but the misery is part of the fun too. I mean, some people totally get off on exactly that. What was that? I just got attacked by a spider. I do have spiders. I do say I have some chill ass, those little you know those house spiders, the like really long spindly ones that do the cobwebs. Yeah, I cohabitate with a few of those. Shirley Manson said it best, I'm only happy when it rains. I gotta admit, Mr. Nate, whenever we get a good rainstorm here in SF, I fucking love it. Will you become Spooter Man? No. They're just chilling. I have a kind of an unspoken agreement with them. As long as I'm aware of where they're at, I don't fuck with them. I don't take them out. I let them do their thing. And I have noticed a distinct decrease in the amount of fucking fruit flies and gnats in my home. Of course, that might be I've been pretty on top of keeping my kitchen much cleaner and not letting the dishes get out of control to where drain flies become a problem. Because they only need just a little bit of biofilm in your drains, and you have fruit flies. All right, 4 bases done. We can do the helos now. Or just know they long boys. Yeah, they are long boys. You know what they actually are? What actually are? Or they just long boys? Where'd I set my phone? Did I? There it is. All right, if I'm gonna get the phone out, let me get this in shot again. Let me show y'all Slink Smacks. They're posted on the Minis on Parade if you want to see them in better detail. These are Grinning Idiots locusts. I really like this sculpt. I'm gonna have to print some out. We got a cicada in the back and a phoenix hawk going alongside them. I like this split color scheme, by the way. No, I was gonna pull up house spider that makes cobwebs. I bet you I can find the pictures. It's these guys. They are called cellar spiders. These fellers right here. Little cuties. They got like a little brown spot on their back. I think people kind of mislabel them as brown recluses, and is not a brown recluse, and they control my fruit flies. So I let them be, man. I let them do their thing. Spiders are good little lads. Good little guys and gals. Helping to keep my house free of invaders. I need some cork. I know I have some floating around here in the hobby space. You know what? Let's check the old hobby case. Let's check the hobby case. What the fuck is in this thing? Holy shit, that's heavy. This is my old original army case when I first was playing 40K in the city back in 08, 09. little bit of cork there, a little bit there, a little bit there and there. All right, fuck, am I running low on cork? I'm gonna have to buy cork again, y'all. Unless there's a little bit in here, which I bet there is. That's funny. You telling me there ain't no dang? Telling me there ain't no dang old cork in there? Oh, there's some cork. There we go. Got some cork. Got some cork. Cork is vegan leather. No, that's silly. Vegan leather is plastic. It's much worse for the environment than cork. All right, let's replenish our cork bag because we wasted a lot last time. We wasted all of it, so we're going to replenish our cork bag by breaking this stuff up. We want 6mm scale lumps. Trained professional. You know, Graham, that's the same individual as in the Augies claim.
Oh, jeez.
Mr. Iron Elemental, Country Fried contributor and Skyrim enthusiast. We love you, Mr. Mental. Hope you're doing well. All right, so we're gonna break these down into these nice little 285th scale boulders. We don't want the chunks too big. But we do want to kind of match the feel of the basing on these guys. We have these big lumpy chunkies underneath the substrate. We need that redeemed for paint thumb. People don't know about the paint thumb yet. Paint thumb will happen probably after
the cream of the crop.
Probably after
and there is
the
no one that
Aridani
does it
pony
better.
video comes out. Might have to hit up old Tuck about that again. We may just release it with all the goo goo gaga noises and nothing else. That is a distinct possibility. Don't know yet. We'll make that decision when we get there. I would have more content out and will soon. Just this project has been eating all my country fried time. All right, we got a nice fucking pile happening here. I think we're just gonna charge along with this, and then we're gonna get it spread on these bases. Paint them. That man is silly. Y'all don't even know. Wait till the egg video comes out. Got all kinds of shit, like half and third finished. What project are you on currently? I have been keeping up much like a chump. I haven't been posting much like a chump, Grim. I have had a terrible string of really horrific bad luck and bad mental health, and I have not been putting the time in as I should be here on the channel. But we're diving back in with a project for it is a reinforced lance of Northwind Highlanders, and then a reinforced lance of mechs in olive drab with four helis 4 helis, 4 bases of battle armor, 6 bases of infantry. I think that's it for the tanks. This is like 28 models or something. These are due on the 30th. So I'm hoping to hit that deadline. If I don't hit it right on, we're going to be really close to it. We're going to get it out soon after that. We're going to get that one done, and then the next project in the corner is painting a happy little salamanders company commander or character or something. We're going to be diving into that, switching up, painting a little try-hard Games Workshop. Maybe we'll pepper in some other easy bake oven projects for the eBay store. But we're going to try to bring this channel back to life. We're also diving into a new Mutant Crawl Classics campaign starting this Tuesday on Tabletop Tuesday, TTRPG Tuesday. We're going to be doing our Session 0. So this Tuesday will be a good chance for people to come in and kind of hear a little bit about Mutant Crawl Classics and character development and how that works. We'll do a little carousing, and then 2 weeks after that we'll be diving into the adventure proper. Make sure to let me know, whether by comments, email, Discord, however you want to do it. If you want to get in on Tabletop Tuesday, we always need people, and there will forever be projects, adventures for that. We're almost there. We're almost there. I know this is like riveting content here, but hey man, we love you in the content, but if you're taking a break, is what is needed to keep your head in the game. I'm sure none will complain. Well, the thing is, I've kind of hit, it's been several months of like no progress. And it's time to break that cycle. I'm definitely in the whole, rolling stone gathers no moss. Well, the other is true. And like breaking down and not putting out any content is not at all how I should be treating you, the viewer, as well as any monetary supporter. So, more content. We're bringing this place back to life. We want to grow the space. Get some more folks in here. So more streams, more videos, more mechs, more titty models, all that good stuff. Yeah. Oh man, this is a nice little pile of cork here. And I think, honestly, I think doing menial shit like this on stream from time to time is really important, to save for posterity that, hey, this is part of it. This is part of the process from time to time. You're going to be doing bullshit. You're going to be stirring paints. You're going to be cleaning bases. You're going to be sanding, filing, breaking down your cork into little pieces so you have it for next time. All that fun stuff. Fair enough. Just want to make sure, man. Just want to make sure. Well, the thing is, all right. So this is what I do. This space. This is my full-time job. And if I'm not grinding at it, if I'm not doing and putting the time in, then I have to go do a different job. And I don't want to go do a different job. I will not be a barista. Cleaning airbrushes when you're supposed to. Never. That's not going to happen. Nope. That is purely to troll y'all. Y'all airbrush users out there. No, that's not true. I do a decent job of cleaning them up lately. All right, let's see. Let's just see. Let's for shits and giggles. All right, here's the airbrush from last time. I can see my cup is really gnarly, mostly towards the top, but I can also see down at the bottom. It is pretty clear of funk because I shot the acetone through it. We have the needle removed. The tip of the needle could use a little love, But let's push it through and see if we hang up in gunked on paint. Nope, looky there. Pow, pow, pow. That is a cleaned and functioning airbrush. It may look dirty here and the surface is not given any love, but that's a functioning machine. I did clean it when I was supposed to. Yeah, that one's for you, Mr. Nathan. I did clean it. I love my airbrush though. I've really enjoyed the Arrow. It's the, I don't know which is like the family. It's a Patriot. It's a Badger Patriot, but it's the Arrow. It's like the small version. It may be the other way around. Still gonna clog when you use it next? Yeah, it's the problem is the paint I have, unfortunately. I still have not strained the stuff like I should. I really need a setup with like a very fine mesh and like a pressurized adapter to push it through and get all the little tiny chunks out. And I think I've mentioned that the next time I buy a re-up a Stynel Res or whatever airbrush primer I end up using, I kind of need to buy it off the shelf at the art store rather than off of eBay or Amazon. Shit, with that hair, I'm sure the ladies would tip hella good if you're a barista. Maybe if I took care of it. It's kind of all over the place. A little acetone before and after spraying keeps the gun spraying. It really does. And that's another reason I really like the Arrow brush, or airbrush, because it doesn't have the Teflon ring that I'm aware of, and it doesn't have any like internal O-rings. It's all just like nestled metal parts, so it works really well for shooting acetone through it. Vallejo Flow Improver doesn't hurt either. I've yet to start working with Flow Improver, and I really should put some in. But Mr. Nathan did send me a care package. I'll have y'all know. I think we did an unboxing here on stream, but he did send me some airbrush cleaner. Do not apply to plastics, as solvents will melt plastics. Not recommended for cleaning bristle brushes. I use it almost like thinner. Yeah, I have heard good things. Okay, we've almost broken this cork down. This is a monumentous little pile we've got here. And we're gonna re-up our little, we got a baggie here for cork specifically. And we're gonna re it up. Get our chunky little drug bag here full of bits of tree skin. Mmm. Delicious. Nom nom nom. Alright, so get as much in there as we can. And I think what we'll do, maybe, is, how much of this do we have left? It needs to be stirred one good time. I think we could probably put like a third of this in there. And put all of that. We just want some chunky bits. I want to save a good amount of this though. We don't need these too rocky. We could even, you know, it would make sense that the train, the helicopters are flying over is maybe a little more clear, as the Karnovs are going to be dropping off boys, and maybe the warriors are moving fast using their speed to avoid enemy fire rather than the rocky terrain, where the mechs will use their all-terrain quality to fuck some shit up. Daryl? Tamiya stuff works like super thin cement now, yes. Ah, yes. Koi Boys. He got shot. I know these men you speak of. What do you say? All right. So let's get out our happy little paintbrush, and we're going to wet that tip. We're going to wet that tip. We're going to come in, we're going to spreading this stuff around, and I want to try to keep it off the flight peg as much as possible. I like a nice clean peg rather than a gunked up unkempt mess up in my helo ass. And with that smooth shaft, we're gonna have to come back in and clean this a little bit. It's gonna look better in the end to get them painted nice and solid color. We'll probably do like a black stand on them. I think maybe there's something to like matching the color of the base rim. Just it helps cement in the mind that this piece is another outer edge of our little mini diorama. It helps to think of your models as mini dioramas, right? It's like a cohesive scene. Dongcopter, yes, dude. All right, let's see if we can't get in here and clean this bit off the shaft. And just push it down with a nice wet brush. Keep it good and clean. There we go. That looks really nice. And we've got these chunks of rock that really like bring the scene together. It's like puffy ground, and then the shaft just like disappears into the turf, and will look really good when it dries up and we get it painted. Okay. It is what she said. And I don't even know what it was since the delay. Besides, it's also just like penis, 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 butthole, butthole, butthole. You know what I'm saying? Like, just one after the next. So how are you going to pin down one reference when there's another 4 that have already come out? All right, so we got our little palette knife. I love that our helicopters here have these nice big clear areas to spread this gunk on. It's going to mean we're going to have good coverage. We're going to get to spread it around really nicely. And again, we'll take a little bit of water. We got a nice moist paintbrush. We're going to start pushing this mud around. It's too wet. Let's bring some of that down. Absorb some of that moisture there. Too wet. I think we got a big acrylic booger in that bit, but it's fine. It'll blend in nicely either way. Because this stuff it'll shrink down a little bit from this like lumpy, puttied up mess, but largely it's gonna be that same size. The neat thing is the baking soda is gonna put off little bits of CO2 gas, right? So it's gonna puff up some, but then because it's filled with the PVA glue, it's gonna dry rock hard into this nice crust. So it's gonna be this satisfying spongy earth with some like buried rocks, and the grit itself is gonna be very much in scale for 6 mil. My go-to mix. It might be worth doing like a side-by-side comparison of it someday, like doing paint the same model twice, once with the Vallejo texture paste versus my own homemade custard. We'll see. Damn latency. Yes, the latency, if you are like live, if your little live button is red, and you're caught up in like freshly refest, it's about a 4-second delay. But as always, any YouTube stream, just to like lose speed and gain latency as it goes. I honestly think that they're like they're
But you do work
don't
out.
drop
I
the
do.
fucking
Give me a check.
shit. Stupid fingers. All right, you got it. I'll fucking give you some push-ups.
Bye, everyone. She can go on forever.
Sorry, it's latency. No, it's fine. It isn't latency, it's push-ups. Don't be silly. Where's my
Baba
counter?
Bezos needs your money.
You absolute fucker, you. You got it, coming right up. This ad break brought to you by Nathan. This ad break was designed to make me stand up the moment I sat down. Here you go. It's actually decently timed anyways, because I needed to plug in the phone. Oh, yay, ads. Thank you, ads. I forgot. Where's my push-up counter? Where the fuck did it go? There's one. There it is. I found it. I'll plug your phone. Does the amount of ad we watch affect the money? No. There is a pay difference based on whether or not it fed you an unskippable or a skippable. But just that it's been fed to your system counts. And then YouTube takes 60%. It's bad. And to think people on Twitch, like, I recall a bunch of streamers ended up leaving the Twitch platform because Twitch went from doing a 70-30 split to doing a 50-50 split with their creators. YouTube takes 60%. They are fucking gross. But that said, I can't complain too much. They do platform this and don't charge me any kind of fees to participate. And make Country Fried Meats come out to far more people than I would ever be able to reach on my own. So, thank you, Daddy Bezos. Wait, it's not Bezos, is it? Still, that's fine. Baba Bezos does need your money. It's all the same fucking thing. What's the difference? All right, let's rub these sides down. This one's a nice undulating rocky hill. I'm really liking the layout of the boulders here. Get this shit off the base here. Just want to make sure some of those edges are nice and properly filled. I want readable texture like all along that edge. Like right there, we got a whole bunch of like hard edge showing. So we're gonna come in with a little bit of extra gunk and then pull that shit down into it and then re-wipe it. We still have a little bit, yeah, stuff's starting to dry out some, so it's a little hard to keep it where you want it. Rub those base up and down, get your rocks on, dirt and stone. Oh yeah. Name on the C-suite door. YouTube robs you for that split? Yeah, it's pretty awful. It's pretty awful. It's really bad. But, I mean, yeah, it's really bad compared to other things. I can't say much about it, but I also can't complain too much because YouTube is making it possible to do this as basically my job, my career choice, at how small this channel is. So I can honestly, I really can't complain too much. And I'm sure if I would just work 5 times as hard and kind of get the word out there and get a few more folks in here, it would just be all the more possible. So again, a huge and hearty thanks to all y'all fine folks who've decided to come and hang out over here in this silly space. Y'all are forming the canon, whether you don't know it or not. This is just a space where I ping ideas off of chat and then I steal those ideas when they're like, oh yeah, that's great. If ever there's any doubt about that, just look into Paint in a Bag and what went into that. You think that came out of my brain? Oh no, no. No, sir. Speaking of paint in a bag, should we paint a mech in a bag? What do y'all think? Could we paint a mech in a bag? Could we paint a mech in a bag? Do I have a mech ready to go? I think I do. I think I do somewhere. Thou shalt fart into a paper tube about it. No. I still haven't done the actual... As much as I talk about farting into paper tubes, I haven't actually tried it yet. YouTube is a tough but sometimes sparing God. Yes, all hail the algorithm, the almighty decision maker. That which pushes the content to the people and taketh away when the content is shoddy or underproduced or too long. All hail. I mean, shit, the algorithm is why this is a Battletech channel. Just straight up. I was painting like D&D models at the start, and then I did that piece of content about bad models and good games, and it was like, oh yeah, let's push your content to a fuck ton of people. And then I was like, okay, big urban mech. And then it was like, yeah, let's push this. You gonna cucumber edge it? Cucumba. Make sure you wrap your cucumber tightly. That way you can eat it after you're done edging with it. Cucumber edge it. Oh, wait. I know what you're talking about. That's the teabagging method. It's actually a bummer. Long form content isn't the hip anymore for YouTube. Nope. That is, unfortunately, I blame that on the modern trend of brain rot, and that the youth are just like painfully no attention span. I blame that on honestly, growing up with iPads has been really bad for the young folks. I think in the long term we will see a resurgence of like slowing down. I think that will get hip again somewhere in some circles. But for now, it just isn't the thing. All right, so our bases here, our infantry bases, are not looking good. Our circles are very evident. So we're gonna come in and we're gonna try to build that up. We have to redo these, if you can imagine. But we can go a little faster this time. We know where we're attacking. We're just gonna build up the craggly stuffs. I think my my turf mix deflated a little too much. I should have put more grit, probably. My ratio of what do you call it? Of the baking soda kind of collapsed a little bit. I started watching you on the Big Irby bit. Yeah. Started watching him when he moved in. Oh, you talking about when it became the Bullshit Corner 2.0 after the when they finally finished my apartment remodeling? That's funny. Yeah, y'all are the lifeblood and soul of this fucking channel, and I couldn't do it without you. So, you know, if any of y'all have ideas out there and want to see stuff, please do not hesitate to shoot ideas. Pop over to the Discord, share pictures, share ideas, make requests. Fuck, leave them in the comments down below if you're catching this via the algorithm. This is a collaborative effort, and admittedly, as of late, my my personal efforts in the hobby corner have been kind of more geared towards selling models on eBay to keep things going. That has been largely the primary focus. I think we'll be doing a post about that with this project. It's going to start turning into a piece of content talking about somehow talking about painting for commission. Less, I think it's going to be less informative, and talk more about like the struggles and like what goes into it, and the headaches and the like stress that comes with like waiting on models to sell, or like hoping a commission comes through, or like working on a deadline, trying to strike a balance between putting out fun and entertaining content and like fulfilling the obligations that you've set out for yourself for the sake of your clients. I think it'll be interesting. And we'll do the full reveal, and then maybe a little talk about photogrammetry at the end, something like that. I don't really know. I'm kind of spitballing here. All right, so just about gotten rid of these circle edges on these boys. We got 2 more bases to go. Oh, that was a lot of gunk on his leg. Quar painting vid win soon. Soonish. Soonish. Yes, soonish. Soonish. We have it right here. Right here. Right here. We'll do that. Not sure when. I'm not going to give you a date because, I mean, it'll turn into the armadillo thing where it's been promised for 2 fucking years. I was watching you upstairs too. Oh, interesting. Well, it's if it isn't my old nemesis. Evening CFM, yes. How are you? We are full of battle and rage. I think I was looking for dry brushing stuff and YouTube pointed me to your Irby video because you used an airbrush. Didn't help, but now I'm overloaded with biscuits. It is true.
I do.
Do I work out?
Okay.
Do I work out? I guess I do. And I will give you 10 more push-ups.
Bye, everyone. She can go on forever.
What? Timberwolf? No, man. That's clan tag. That's just cheating. I don't want to lose my friends, man.
10. I did a few nice deep slow ones for you there, Nathan. That was for you. Whenever I'm stressed, I crack open a Cameron's Best pre-rolled paper tube and bottom honk like a rabid gander of gooch geese. Here, hold on, let's try that again. I don't know about y'all, but whenever I'm stressed, I crack open a Cameron's Best pre-rolled paper tube and bottom honk like a rabid gander of gooch geese. Hey, I tell you guys what. Push-ups. Push-ups are exercise. And getting up and down off the ground when you're a fat old man. Whew. It feels great. Feels real fucking good. I am happy to report that the push-ups y'all assign me are doing nothing to help with any kind of semblance of weight loss. But I've had palpable strength gains in my upper arms. My chest is a little tighter. My core is a little stronger from it. So it does work. It's just good to remember that weight loss does not come from exercise. Exercise helps stimulate your metabolism, don't get me wrong. But you ain't gonna lose no pounds doing push-ups. And you're definitely not gonna lose no pounds if you're stuffing your face hole with pizza. But damn, is pizza good. It's always good. Weight loss comes from drinking xylene, yes, as you vomit out your intestines. I'm sure you would lose a lot of weight really quick. Holy fuck, are we really 2 hours in? I thought we would actually make some fucking progress on these. Well, I guess getting these ready for priming is progress. It just, I guess it's worth remembering that hobby projects can take far longer than expected. So always give yourself a little extra time. Can you paint 20 something models in a week? Maybe not if you have a life outside of painting. All right, that looks way better. We're gonna let those dry off and see how the how they look after that second pass there. Looking really good though. Way better. Way better. Weight loss is always a motherfucker. Calorie watching never fun. No, it's great. It's awesome. You just be hungry, right? All the time. Be hungry all the fucking time. Don't eat that food. You have enough. Do not order fatty foods. Eat the salad. Do not have sugar. Starve. It's yeah, calorie deficit. Now, that's it. Cabbage is delicious and has approximately 100 calories per pound. Broccoli is delicious. Has about 100 calories per pound. Just saying. You could eat 10 pounds of broccoli in a day, and you'd be in a calorie deficit for an average male, even if you're sedentary. Taters are also really good. Taters have about 200 to 250 calories per pound, and they're a whole carbohydrate. They're a whole simple carbohydrate. So they're actually really fucking good for you and really good for weight loss. It's just that most people smother their potatoes with fat, which is, what was it? It's like, fat is like 3,200 calories per pound. Hey, taters are nice though. Shit, take you just a plain potato, toss it in the microwave, right? Ready to go. Poke some holes in it, crack it open, and heavily salt and pepper it, and put some herbs on it. Don't worry about no fat. Just make sure you got enough salt on it that it's flavorful. Try that out. It's fucking delicious. Nom nom nom. Okay, what can we do here to keep something going on towards the progress? Maybe we could put a wash on these boys here, on the brown boys, the olive drab guys. I'm thinking we could maybe get out our puddle holder here and hit it with some Agrex Earthshade. Maybe. I don't know how much I have left. What is this one? We also have this snakebite leather. And we do have Nuln Oil as well. Do you think NULN oil will keep it closer to a green? I don't really think so. I think what we're going to need to do here actually is like a dark drab, an olivey drabby type stain. We took like what if we took we'll take our same base tone and mix it into a little bit of whatever's left of this wildwood. Yeah. And then turn it into another like really thin contrast style paint and thin it down until it's an ink. And then we'll put it all over them. We'll use some alcohol to break things down and just give them a good wash and let it soak into the crevices. Basically, we're gonna hit these with an ink wash. I'm gonna go back in with a dry brush coat, and then we'll do our like sponge chipping and our like pilot kill markings and stuff, and then they're going to get most of their color through probably rust streaks. We might use streaking grime, either way, and that's where most of our shading is going to come from this product here. You know what? I had a roommate that was broke. Best diet I've ever seen. Yep. Yes, indeed. My brother did that diet for a long while. He lost a ton of weight. I think he's still pretty skinny. But he's on a different diet, and that diet is he works all day every day, and then just eats one meal a day when he comes home. Where's my fucking phone? What is that?
That guy subscribed to the channel.
What? That guy? Thank you for the subby, that guy. Dillweed, turmeric, and oregano with salt and butter. Fantastic baked potato. See, you're good there, Comstar, up until you added the butter. So, the moment you add fat to your potato, it ceases to be a health food. You're just eating fat. It's good. Hello, that guy. Welcome, welcome. We are working on a commission project that has a deadline coming fast up. So we're working, we're doing a little bit of a, like, paint every day until it's done type situation.
Yeah,
right
you do
now,
work out.
I do.
Give me 10.
I will give you 10. I will give you 10. Hold on. Off we go.
Bye, everyone. She can go on forever.
One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. What were we talking about? What were we talking about? We were talking about push-ups. Yes, we do push-ups. Oh no, my stream is broken. I gotta relaunch it. The ad broke the chat. The ad broke the chat. All messages. There we go. I had shortening about 4 pounds every. Yes. Paycheck and denial is pretty good diet too. Yes. Well, you know, I'm on a diet that keeps me really well in shape. That shape, of course, is round, but it is a shape technically. I may actually be the most evened out round I've ever been, and I've been both very skinny and very fat in my life. I don't think I'm the fattest I've ever been currently, but it's up there. All right, so we're gonna film this. We're gonna take some German camo dark green, and we're gonna put some out in the middle of the table there. We're gonna take a little bit of our wildwood contrast paint. We're gonna add some in there, just a little bit, please. There we go. All right. I'm going to take our Liquitex matte medium. I'm going to put a big old wallop of it. We're going to go ahead and mix that in. Good old fat hands. Yes, indeed. Any good butter alternatives? You said better, you meant pepper. Okay. I've mischaracterized your claim, Mr. Comstar, and I owe you an apology. Butter alternatives. A dash of olive oil. The idea is to reduce the oil, reduce the fat. Just reduce the fat as much as possible. Not completely cut out, because your brain needs fat to function. But when you're eating your foods that are meant to be like you're eating it for health purposes, you want to get rid of as much oil as possible. It helps with getting the calories down. And the beauty is, if you make like a nice soup or like steamed dishes, baked veggies and even like if you're still a meat eater, you're doing like lean proteins. If you get that calorie content, that calories per pound way down, all of a sudden you can eat massive portions and still be in a calorie deficit. Certain foods are really, really good for it. Broccoli, carrots, cabbage, potatoes. Yeah, really, really, it's just a matter of like calories per pound. And like, if you make a really tasty veggie dish and you like fucking 2 pounds of food and you've only consumed like, 500 calories or whatever, it's gonna put you in calorie deficit. What is a haberdashery? Fuck, I could tell you if I didn't, wasn't trying to remember it. Is it hats or is it sundries? Nate says Hatter. I trust Mr. Nate. Mr. Nate knows these things. All right, so we've added some ISO, some 90% ISO to this. I think we're still way too paint though, so we're gonna add a whole extra what do you call it? A whole extra pipette of water here. All right, that looks decent. And now we're gonna attack these models here. So to research this term, yes. That word feels like having a stroke in real time. Don't do that. Don't do that. All right. Let's get one of these models. Maybe the lowest impact one would be this Flashman. So we're going to take our Flashman and we're going to pick up a little bit of our color here. I'm going to rub it up underneath. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. This is basically... can't see shit. So we're going to add a whole lot more of our wildwood, whatever we can get out of here, into that. And I think we're even going to put a drop of black paint in there. And we're going to darken this quite a bit. Yeah. Get this real dark. We still want the green character to the color, but it needs to be dark enough that it's going to deepen our recesses. And it does suck that this puddle is huge, but that's what our puddle plate is for. We're making big old puddles like this. Get it mixed together. That wildwood is having a bit of a hard time getting incorporated, or just about there. I'm flinging splatters everywhere. Oh my goodness, another ad. Thank you. This is medium frequency, and it keeps breaking chat every time it feeds me an ad. Boom. Okay. Let's try that same spot again. Is that... I can't fucking tell. Okay. I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna come in with this color and spread it all over. I think it may even still be not thin enough. Yeah, let's do one more drop of our ISO in there. So we'll show our ISO off. We're gonna find our pipette, which I have lost. I'm really good at that, don't you know? We're gonna do a few drops of ISO. That's probably enough, actually. Probably enough. Let's mix that up. I love the instant separation that just happened there. It is very fun seeing what happens with surface tension and chemicals. All right. All right, we're gonna come back in with our wash, and we're just gonna start washing this boy. It is unfortunately gonna dull down our gradient we did earlier, but I want those damn, I want those panel lines brought out. And we're gonna dry brush him back up to functionality, and the camera has not been focused at all. It still won't focus. Please focus, camera. Yes. This is gonna bring it down some, but it should be thin enough that it won't stain the surface too much. I still think we could probably get away with it even thinner. That surface tension detail. Goddamn, please focus, camera. Holy shit. It should flow into the cracks really well without staining shit too much. But we also want to not pool it too much as well. We just want to get it on there because we're going to do a dry brush on these when it dries out for the next step. Focus. It just won't. It's fine. Camera's ADHD, can't focus. Cannot focus. Alright, so same deal. And I think we're actually going to come top down with this stuff. That way, as we work down, now that we know that it's going to be nice and flowy how we want it, we'll go top down. That way we're not like double and triple building it up on the lower end. And we'll get that going. Where are we sitting at? 2.5 hours. We're making progress. We're actually making progress now. We're back on the mechs. We're doing the tedium. With any luck, we'll either be doing the detail work tomorrow, or we'll be doing the preliminary step to get these to the detail work tomorrow. Either way, we're going to be blasting through this weekend, getting these things ready for the final layers, and hopefully with a little luck, we'll have these boys done and out in time for the deadline. Either way, we're going to paint till they're done. We're going to stream every day till they're done. Even if we go over the deadline, it won't be too far past it, and we'll get these out. These models will also be available in the Country Fried Mercs module for Tabletop Sim. I will photograph and scan these in for the photogrammetry model. So if you want to play with these models in some games of Tabletop Sim, they will be available for everybody for free. And if you out there want to get a game of Battletech in with me, let me know. We can schedule a stream. We can play. We can roll some dice, and I can help encourage and guide you through. Encourage you to and guide you through scanning your own models. Oh, I love a fucking unskippable ad. Oh boy, it's so good. It puts me on top messages every time too. I think the like medium frequency is actually just like super hyper fucking aggressive.
Yeah. Would you do workout?
Do I work out?
Give me 10.
Okay.
10 more push-ups.
Bye, everyone. She can go on forever.
Back down we fucking go. On the ground, we push it up. 2, 3, 4.
We're talking about the thugs. T is for terrible, H is for hell, U is for ugly, and G is for jail, cause a thug can't spell.
Jesus. The ads haven't been on my end. They're about every 7 minutes.
And there is no
on my
one
phone here.
that does it better.
And a double helping of gravy. Push-ups. All right, reminder in the chats for y'all to come on over to the Country Fried Discord if you're not already there and show your work. We want to see what you're up to. We want to heap praise and criticism alike on your work. Make sure to sign up if you're a Discord user. Come hang out. We do voice chats all the time. All right, so we're using this old frayed brush. We're spreading our nasty grayish, greenish, brownish, desaturated panel wash. And I think, I mean, it looks thin enough that it's not really a problem. Obviously, it's going to stain everything a bit, but we're just going to town. We're getting it all over. It's fine if it brings it down some. That is what it is. These guys are going to be grimy, grainy, battle tested anyways. This is actually a really fun project to dive into and experiment with, because I am planning on painting the Ironwind Metals Orion Kerensky, and he's going to, of course, be in proper SLDF olive drab, pure military color, form over function? No, function over form. Simple, timeless. Nothing ostentatious about it at all. All right, so there we go. Nice all over coating. We got some bubbles on the surface that I'm trying to remove here. We just want this nice soaked down. Try to spread out the pooling anywhere it's really too bad, but it's fine if it collects towards the feet. That's fine. It's late. Yes, it is. Except for right now. Nobody is chatting right now, so we can watch this stream. I've been repainting my whole guard army. Hell yeah, that's a huge project. Also, shout out to Dix in the Dark. If y'all don't know about old Phantom Harlock there running games over on Dix in the Dark, that's D-I-X in the Dark. If you like Dungeons and Dragons, in space even, played every Wednesday night. They also have a second campaign they're working on, editing it down into more digestible bits called Save Hell. And you'll just have to watch it to learn more about it. Make sure to check out Dix in the Dark, friend of the channel. Good people. Pro penis. Pro silliness, but also quite serious at the same time. It's an interesting mix. Very seriously unserious over there. Alright, that is a nice grimy gunge wash all over that boy. Move on to the next one. What you doing streaming? I got a dang old project coming up due, and I'm running way behind, so I'm streaming every day till it's done. Trying to hit that deadline, you know. Mega Dungeon, where you guys show up sometimes. Yes, I had to miss the last one due to colony collapse syndrome. Unfortunately, my butt beehive was trying to form a miniature black hole inside my anus, and I just could not bring myself to function. And if you guys don't know about colon bees, well, you'll just have to watch TTRPG 2 and slowly piece together the lore that is the hive mind, the sentience. Is it sentience and senescence, as achieved by only the colon bees? Scourge of the ages, destroyer of civilizations. All will succumb to the hives. Oh, it's just B. It's B. Exclamation point B. B-E-E. I am, you know, Mr. Harlock, there is an adage I like to throw around, and it's my genuine belief that through a forced smile, a genuine one will arise. And sometimes even if you've got to take a break and got to hide away from the world, if you show up from time to time and give it your all and just pretend, a true moment of happiness will peek through in your efforts. Holy shit. The gamble spam begins. Holy shit, when's the last time we saw Nightbot spamming a nod to the t-shirts? Me believe that. Yes. B. Exclamation point B. I should probably do a B's redeem. We ought to get some Country Fried community contributor to act out the gif of Oprah Winfrey giving everyone bees. Or maybe voice it over. I don't know, something like that. That'd be a good one. Yeah. That might be the next redeem. I want to put that cat that's kind of on its back, pawing at its tail. But the bees might be an even better one. Where are we sitting at? 8:30, 2.5 hours in. What else can we get done this evening to prepare for the next step? I think we can maybe do the final of our black stripes, though I generally put it on this palette, so we might actually wrap up here in a moment, and I'll mosey on over to the Discord if folks want to chat once we get this guy ink washed down. Yeah, because I need to let this dry before I can put out any more Black Legion contrast paint. I did put some striping on 2 of these mechs today while I was playing other things. So this one's done. This one needs some on the arms, and then we need to go around the Black Knight with our striping, and then these boys will be ready for doing the tartan pattern right after that. AI Oprah, yes. And you get a B. Gamble cuts you off, yes. What did you do with those B-mechs, by the way? Add them to the horde. Those B-mechs got sold on eBay, actually. I can't remember. I think they went for 150 USD. So if ever you want to get your hands on silly mechs that I do, make sure to check out the eBay store and send an offer my way. I'm more than willing to let things go for a pretty substantial discount. And yes, I see your push-ups, Grim. I am in the middle of an ink wash, and due to the way it dries, I will delay until afterwards. But you will get those push-ups. What was I talking about? Oh yes, the B-Mechs. Yes, make sure to check out country_fried_minis on eBay if you want to get your hands on mechs painted by me. And consider hitting me up for commissions on fiverr.com/Thurston Studios. Link in the description down below. Very negotiable rates. and any type of commission work may very well get turned into video content. There's even an option to drop a $100 deposit on your $100 add-on, I should say. It's not a deposit that you get back, but for an additional hundo on your commission, we can prioritize it and make it into a VO, and I'll work with you to pick out the topic and what we'll be doing with it. The 100 covers shifting everything around and pays for the changing of deadlines and whatnot. All right, let me give you those push-ups, and I think subtle mention of a certain gold green fiend. Cold green fiend. Ah, yes. Yes, subtle mention of a cold green fiend. Yes, yes. The ice green fiend, you mean? Yes. Where we play Escape from Tarkov. Here we go, push-up time. Boy, all right, back down we go. I'm gonna do them slow this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo! Thou whom shalt not be mentioned. Yes, that is correct. I did those ones nice and slow and deep for you, Grim. Real deep. I'm talking core engagement, full body weight resistance. Where are we sitting at, though? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. That's 100 push-ups. Fuck yeah. We got ink washes on. We're ready to move on to the next step. These guys need a little bit more black on them. They're gonna get moved forward. These guys we're waiting to dry. And we're gonna hit these with a primer coat. Tomorrow we'll be back in the saddle. I don't know when. It's gonna be noon, it's gonna be 3, or it's gonna be 6. Just check it out on the Discord channel, on the announcements page. I think it's a little too early, Slink, for the exercise. But on that note, I'm feeling pretty good about the progress tonight. I think we'll wrap it up there. Again, we'll be back tomorrow. Huge shout out to all y'all who stopped by. Man, y'all really make this possible. And I hope you're getting something useful out of this, whether it's painting tips, entertainment, time filler, whatever you're getting out of it. You guys fucking rock and make all this possible. I swear there's some video content coming soon. We got a Crescent Hawks video. It'll be fun. And then we got some other stuff right after that. So, yeah, it is gooning time. And I'm going to hop over on the the Discord channel and hang out. I'm going to cook some ramen noodles. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Lots of love. Y'all are really the best. Thank you so much, and have a fucking fantastic evening. Goodbye. Tripping over my shit. All right, before we call this, we got 14 votes in the chat, and people said, fuck it, 5 days a week streaming. That may be the new schedule. We'll give it a month and see how that goes. We'll do like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday or something. Something like that. Lots of love. Y'all are really the best. I can't overstate that. Have a fucking fabulous evening.